3 shots, 4 par, I just do 2. 1 putt, par 4, birdie, woohoo. New driver, info, replace, M2, par 5, fairway, what you fin do? Think I'll try to get on into, start right, good line, good view, it drew. Shooter McGavin, 2 thumbs that's up high and 2 fingers pointed.
The green jacket is going north of the border. Mike Weir has won the Masters.
That I'm playing. Sometimes these par 3 green look like an island. A plunge and to keep it on dry land. At least I might try, man. Up with the 5 and might use the trap, man. I got a check, man. Lines ain't go ball speed. Rated that batsman. And where that ball land. Watch that.
Masters week.
What a day. What a day. What a day for the golfers, man.
Could not be more fired up right now.
Why? Hold on. I'm recording now, Bryce, so let's just.
Yeah, I assume so.
You hate Tiger.
Well, I don't know why you think that. I don't want anything more in this world than to see him win this weekend. I don't want anything else. I don't want anything.
Oh, my God, man. Like, the videos start popping. Like, obviously, we had a good idea he was going to play, but, like, the videos start popping up today, and it's like.
Shivers, chills, anything you want to say.
Do you think, you know, you've never played a tournament without thinking that you can win? Do you think I do? I do. Just like
I could win this
stone cold. I love it, man. I love it.
Because it's true though. Like that's literally what's going through his mind, and that's why you can't ever.
Yeah.
Because he is so mentally prepared all the time. He'll go out there and put on a show, and I don't
know if anybody knows it like he does too. Kiz only lives 20 minutes away.
Oh yeah, I got kids. I like kids. You know me and kids. We're boys. Me and kids are boys.
Okay, On the Screws podcast presented by On the Mark. Pick'em, man. Pick'em week. Big Pick'em week. I've got so many messages today already. So, I did not. Where is it? I got it right beside me here somewhere. I have the ball marker here for anybody checking us out on YouTube. It'll be, well, I guess by the time you look it up. Here, Bryce, talk for a second. Oh, no, it's right here. Yeah, I knew I got it. I put it right close.
Bryce, talk for a second.
Talk for a second. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah, my Tuesday was phenomenal today.
Yeah, no guest, just talk by yourself. Speaking of which, guest of the pod this week, Bob Weeks, the legend.
Huge guest.
Coming up.
Unfortunately, couldn't make it, but I heard it went pretty well.
I let him know that you were like an ex, like pro level hockey. Bryce played like, you know, junior hockey, OHL, that kind of stuff, and sandbag in like D division. So I let him know. Yeah. I let him know that the boys need you. But check this ball marker out, man. The green jacket ball marker.
That is sweet.
It's so nice. On the Mark. So yeah, go over and check it out on the Mark at Instagram at on the Mark. On the Mark golfco.com. golfco.com. Designed in Canada. Yeah, this thing is pretty awesome.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but those are awesome.
So
I saw close up; they look great.
So cool. So, episodes presented by On the Mark. Go check it out. Ray's got some creative ideas. Really cool guy. Talked to him quite a bit, and yeah, just really, really cool, man. It's Masters Week, green jacket, ball marker. Like, come on, like I'm fired up. I went out and hit balls a few minutes ago. I only hossled one. I hit a medium bucket. It was not bad. I got new wedges in the bag now. The MG3 MG3 wedges. The raw with like, you know, they got that face.
Yeah, they look so good. So nice, just for everyone wondering, on YouTube, Beer League Champs hat took home the ship. So
did you? Okay, so you
just
missed it for a reason.
Let Bob know that I missed it for a good reason.
I hope you don't mind. Later on in the episode, I challenged Bob and anyone that he can get to play against you and I. I told him you did it. Like I told him you challenged him. I figured you'd be okay with that. So we might have a match going with Bob and Mark Cicchino, and Mark Cicchino is lights out golfer.
I mean, I'm always over my head. I may have told you that I can hit it farther than Ryan Gregnell too. So
yeah, that one's like we got. I think we got a chance in a scramble against Cicchino and Weeksy, but I don't think you could hit 1,000 balls. You're not hitting one further than Ryan Gregnell. Congrats to Ryan Gregnell. Our guy Ryan Gregnell's been on the pod a couple times. Longest hitter in Canada, top 10 hitter in the world. Only the third man on the planet.
The small list. We all know the top two: Kyle Berkshire, Martin Borgmeyer. Now Ryan Gregnell. 230 mile per hour ball speed. I think he was 231.9. Has Bryson done it yet?
No, not that kind of speed. He's not there. No.
I think
give
he
him
was
give him a long drive. I bet you.
no, like even when he was at the long drive, he's just like he's just not at that level of speed yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
He's been close, though, no? Like
224 or something.
Yeah, he's been way out.
Yeah,
he's close.
Yeah. No, he's got into the. I think he was starting at like when he. We're off topic, but I think he started in the high teens. He got in the mid 220s, maybe. But
that's insane.
You got to remember though, like Bryson's also hitting all 6 balls in the grid too, right? So
yeah.
Anyway, Masters Week. Congrats, Ryan Gregnell. That's amazing, man. So I was actually just talking to him because he says to me for the pick'em when I posted up, he just sent me a message, said, "What's the over under for in seconds of Tiger getting picked in the pick'em?" And I was just like, man, I've already had people like. I think I'm gonna have to like tomorrow a little bit early, post the post, turn the comments off so I can just fire the comments on at 12 or something on my lunch break, because people are wanting to get in, and why not, man? Look at this ball marker once again on the mark.
You're literally gonna have to tell probably 15 people that Tiger's already taken. Whoever's the lucky one to get them, people are still gonna try to get them after because they haven't or hasn't updated or haven't got on in time.
So
you have to tell 15 people.
This is what you need to do, because I can't pin my own post. So Brycer's gonna slide in there and say Tiger is gone, and then I can pin it. So
he'll do that.
Yeah, this week, exciting week. We're 5 minutes in and we've just talked about random things, but yeah, Bob Weeks is on the pod. So this is kind of like an annual thing for us. I did it last year. I went back and watched that video. It was pretty it was rough, man. I was early.
Yeah.
I was early.
It's
and
all right.
and we're missing Blaker. We're gonna get Blaker on the pod. The youngest Yetman. So we can get him on the I shouldn't say we haven't had like good golfers on the pod, because we've obviously had like PGA Tour Canada Player of the Year.
Yeah, I'm on every episode, so
but Blake's just another level of golfer
Blake's
in the
Yetman
house, right? So
you can hit it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like we played Copetown, it was like miserable, pouring down. I think he was +7 on the front, -6 on the back or something. Just
something ridiculous. I think he finished like 1 or 2 over.
Yeah,
and he literally shot 6 over on the front.
I think he shot 42 on the front or something. Yeah, so we're gonna get Blaker on. So if you're listening to this one over on YouTube, get in the comments. We're gonna find some people, get in the comments. If we can get 5 people requesting Blake to come on, we don't have a big YouTube following yet. So if we can get 5 people requesting Blake to come on, we're gonna get him on one of the next episodes. We record a little in advance. So Tiger Woods, man, Tiger. Yeah,
he's back, baby.
He's back. Everything was popping out today, and it was huge, man. It's huge. So obviously, the quote. Somebody's asking him, don't know who the reporter was. Like, you say that you only play in a tournament if you think you can win. I do. Like, just I don't know. I'm looking forward to this, man. I can't wait. I can't.
I got two questions / statements.
Give me one.
I'll give you one. If he can win, if Tiger can win the Masters this weekend, will it be greatest moment in sports history?
Ooh.
I have one on the top of my head, but I thought for maybe 20 minutes and couldn't think of anything that would top it. In my opinion, obviously this is opinionated.
Yeah, this is opinionated. I'm Canadian, Terry Fox, right?
Yeah, okay.
So
didn't flip my mind for sure. I mean, top 3 for sure.
Like,
right?
okay, so in like professional sports,
top 5?
Yeah. Okay, give me your other one. What's the other one?
I had Miracle on Ice when the U.S. beat the Soviets.
Yeah.
I mean, that's up there, no?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that's just me being a hockey guy, but that was probably the first one that came to mind. Wilt, 100 points, maybe.
Yeah. That's I think if he comes back and he wins, it's the greatest achievement in professional sports. Yeah. I think so.
Okay, I think it's not one, it's top 3.
Again, if you're listening to this one over on YouTube, like we'd love to hear it. We'd love to hear if you got an idea.
Please. Maybe we'll even post. Maybe you could even post like an Instagram poll.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get a poll here. So the question is, Bryce is drinking water right now. The question is, if Tiger comes back and win. I was trying to throw it to you for the question, Bryce.
Oh yeah, I'll explain it again.
If Tiger comes
back this weekend and wins the Masters in 2022. Will it go down as the best moment in sports history?
Professional sports history.
Yeah, professional sport.
Is it the the greatest moment, the greatest achievement, be the greatest comeback? Like, no doubt it's the greatest comeback.
Yeah.
I think he might already hold that. Like, he might.
I think you can throw team sports at him. You can throw individual. I don't care. I think it's, if not one, it's top 3 hands down for me.
Okay,
hands down.
Let's go to the second one. What's the other one?
If you okay, well, it's kind of like a 2-part question because it has to do with like the whole weekend, but also Sunday in particular. We'll just say Sunday. If you could sit anywhere on Augusta National with Tiger Woods playing, like he's back, it doesn't matter if he's leading or what, just he's back this weekend playing. If you could sit on any hole in any spot, where are you sitting? And you gotta stay there all day. You gotta stay there all day. That's what I said.
Yeah,
I said
it's got to be 12 or 18, right? Like, if he's in contention, like, it's 18. That's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But 12.
16 in the grandstand to the left, if you're looking towards the green, like right in that corner of that grandstand, like right on the green.
Yep.
That would be, or behind the tee deck on 16. I mean, oh, come on.
18. I think, like, especially like if he's in contention, 18. Yeah. Okay. Because he's playing now, so like, let me ask you a question. If he wins, does he call it? Does he call it a career? Just like,
no chance. No
so?
chance.
So
no,
if he wins, like, oh my God, can you imagine the debate? Like, there's at least 2 months worth of, is Tiger Woods going to win? The majors record, stuff like that. I keep getting tagged by stuff, so. Thanks to the boys over at Mulligans and Hackers, but I've explained that Jack is currently the best champion in golf. Tiger Woods is the best player. Like,
if Tiger wins, dude, this guy's gonna get a whole new this guy's mental game is insane, and it's just gonna go another level if he wins. It's just it's just the way he is. It's just the type of guy. If he wins, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's not like, obviously he's 44.
Crazy.
He's 44, I think, and Phil's obviously won at 51, right? So it's there's still a chance if he can win. I think the only place he's gonna win is here at Augusta or at the Open. He won't win at any PGA Championship or US Open right now. I don't want to say any. Like, I'm not obviously like I'm not a degenerate, but maybe. So I'm gonna throw some money down if he wins, like at the next like major or whatever he goes to, right? But I think at the Open Championship, that was kind of like what I was thinking. I think this isn't gearing up for that, but that is a course that he can play and that he's creative enough to win, right? Like, that he can win there, right? So I think he's got a shot, man. He's still at 44 to 1. 40, are you kidding me? 4,500 right now. Like,
he totally has a shot.
You want to run through some of your bets? You got any lines that we can talk about?
Yeah.
I got a few here. I gotta just pop on the app and grab a few.
Go ahead. I'm pulling. Yeah, I'm opening mine up.
I put down quite a few. So try light mode. Definitely don't do light mode. But I think right now, where are my bets? Oh, I gotta log in. Bad timing.
I'm good here. You want me to fire
yeah. Start up a few.
So I decided last minute not to bet with Tiger. Kind of irks me now saying that, but
that's what I mean. You still have time.
I originally wanted to, and I was going to, and then I don't know, I backed out. But I got Kiz top 20.
Yeah, no values. I think not that anybody on YouTube listens to it, but I think they pull it down if you talk about money.
I'm not. Yeah, that's fine. I got Kiz top 20. I got Schauffele top 10.
Yep.
Corey Connors top 10. Will Zalatoris top 10, Hovland top 10. My next one would have been Brooks Koepka top 10 because he's dialing it in for the first major of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of flying under the radar right now too, right? Not a whole lot.
Played pretty good in the match play, in my opinion.
Yeah,
he's been
tough bracket.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think Brooks has always got a shot, right? It's a major. He's always kind of there. So, I got a few. I can run through quite a few. I got Corey Connors, top Canadian, obviously, minus 213. It's not really paying anything. So, next one we got is Tiger to make the cut plus Hovland and McIlroy top 20 paying 650. I thought that was nice odds, man. Pretty nice odds.
Plus 650 or paying 650?
Plus 650. So,
650.
Yeah. So Tiger, you spend 100 to win 650. That's the, that's how it kind of breaks down. So I know just for anybody listening. So when we say like a number, if it's plus 100, it means if you spend 100, you'll win 100. You'll get 200.
You just said paying 650 at first, so I just wanted to clear that up. That was Tiger to make the cut.
So Tiger to make the cut. Top 20? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that.
I like that.
Can Rory get the slam or no? Not a chance.
Not this year.
Okay.
No.
How many Canadians will make the cut? Obviously, we got one. We got one. Mack Hughes is rolling it, but
I mean, he'll put up Mack Hughes will put up a fight. I think. I don't know if he's gonna make.
He's got some experience. Remember the U.S. Open last year, right?
Yeah, and he can roll the rock, and Augusta's like you need to be able to roll it there. So
that's the one thing that I always think about Mack Hughes is he's a top 5 putter, top 3 putter on tour.
You can't doubt a guy who can roll the rock.
Yeah.
I got him in my pool, so if that makes all you guys feel better, I'm not rooting against them.
James Piot, top amateur, plus 650.
Yep.
Victor Hovland.
He's plus 650 for top
650 top amateur. Go look.
Why? How? Who?
There's 6 or 7 amateurs in the field. Go have a look, man. Victor Hovland, top 10, 180. Not bad. Okay, how did I find this one? Migliozzi plus 4,900 for a top 10. No, top 5. So you had to throw something on that. He had a good U.S. Open. I don't think there's much of a shot, but he's a great iron player, man.
Yeah, I mean it's a good little kind of sleeper / shot in the dark, but I mean
I'll quadruple my whole ticket if he you know what I mean?
That'd be money, man.
If he finishes in top 5, so my guy here, Max Homa at
that.
Yeah.
Top 20 or top 10?
I took him as a winner at plus 11,000.
Oh, okay.
Big, and then a winner at where is that one? Plus or top 20 at plus 450, I think. So
I like that. Yeah. I like top 20 at 450.
So
don't love the winning bet, but I like the top 20.
Yeah, but when it's like plus 11,000, it's like on The Office when Kevin Baumgartner, also a big golfer, but Kevin Malone on Brian Baumgartner, sorry, Kevin Malone on he says, he's like a degenerate gambler. If anybody ever gives you 10,000 to 1 odds, you take it. So so you take it. Corey Connors, top 5 plus 800, pretty nice bet. I think that's.
I mean, I love Connors right now. He's been playing well. Augusta fits his game.
Let me give you a good one I found. I dug deep for this one. I dug real deep. Sung Jae, top 5 for plus 1,100.
No chance.
You don't think so? That's a good line though. Plus 1,100. That's good value.
Good line. I don't think he has it in him.
Cam Smith plus 1,700 for a winner. I think that's
there's
high.
A chance there. That's for sure.
So I got a few more. I got a. I kind of fired off quite a few, but Will Zalatoris, top 5 plus 550.
Like that.
Tiger.
I mean, he was there
Woods.
last year.
I got a line. I got a big line on Tiger Woods for plus 4,500. So, we're a couple bachelor parties coming up, yours included. So, be a pretty good time if I win that Tiger line.
Huge.
Yeah. So. This was just kind of talk about the Masters a little bit, preview the Bob Weeks episode. Everything's out there now. Everybody knows it. We're going to drop this one on Thursday. I can't wait. Like, obviously, be watching a little bit of it on break and stuff like that, but the whole weekend is locked down to the TV. Even if it's nice out. I know some courses are opening kind of where I am here. I went and hit a couple golf balls today, but man, I cannot wait. I love that. The Masters has kind of got like I don't know. It hasn't got like the best fanfare in the last little bit, like last few years. Well, 2021. I think it was because it was quiet. Just wasn't as exciting as some of the other events. But yeah, I know it's your favorite event of the year, and it's with Tiger back, man. Everybody's glued to the TV this weekend. The ratings are going to be insane.
Yeah.
So let's go over our picks a little bit because we talked about them today, Bryce. So we're going to pop them up. Everybody will have already picked by the time we drop the episode. But this is why I thought it was like a travesty. So Brycer's got the tee, and Tiger has just said, excuse me, Tiger's just said, I'm back. I do think I can win. And Bryce takes who? Who you take?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you take Chef, but come on, man.
What do you mean?
You're
He's the
just
best golfer in the world right now. You said it for yourself last episode. How you?
Hey, no, whoa. You're gonna tell somebody that you're gonna say somebody's better than Tiger Woods? Come on.
I didn't say that. Now you're putting words in my mouth.
Come on, man. Like Tiger Woods was not active on the PGA Tour last week, so I don't know. I'm an emotional bettor right now. I'm an emotional podcaster. I'm an emotional golfer, man. I don't know what to tell you. Tiger's back, and I I'll sell the farm for it, man. Like I think you never count him out. And I think the Open Championship is more likely. I will say that right now because that course kind of plays into like, you know, like.
All right, listen. You can give me crap all you want. I already said I want nothing more than Tiger to win this weekend, but with my competitiveness, I'm keeping this lead.
This money, like I'm getting rinsed unless I win the FedEx Cup. I'm not coming back. So, I just kind of assumed that you take Tiger, but I did take Tiger. Who else did you take, Bryce? Who else did you take for this weekend?
I took Xander, and I took who else did I take? Hovland? Did I take Hovland?
Connors, man, Corey Connors.
To Corey Connors,
Chef Connors, and Schauffele. So I got.
Yeah, I remember. I was on the fence about Connors and Hovland. I mean, Hovland's kind of giving me my steady lead.
Well, I wasn't going to give you both. We're texting and I'm being totally dramatic, right? So Bryce are saying, who are you taking? And I sent a picture of 3 Tigers, like Tiger.
And I was working and didn't really have time to get in conversation. So I'm like, all right, well, here are my other 2 picks. You can have Tiger.
So I took Hovland. I would have stepped in and taken Hovland there. Like, obviously, he's the second best player in the world right now. His ball striking's elite. He rolls it. And I took Cam Smith.
No, I thought you took Zalatoris.
No, I dropped Zalatoris for
you switched? Okay.
Hovland. So that one's gonna haunt me. That one is gonna haunt me.
Because I don't know, man. Zalatoris really played well last year.
Runner up last year. Yeah. The only thing he's been struggling.
Real bad on the greens.
He's the worst putter on the PGA Tour.
So I mean, he played okay at the Dell. I thought putted very well. Come in the match against.
So considering the fact that is no disrespect, considering the fact that he is still probably a top 20 golfer in the world right now.
Yeah.
And of anybody in the field, he will be the worst putter. Like, you can't count him out, right? So, again, no disrespect. We're talking about the top,
1%.
Yeah. Even more than that. Like, we're talking about the top,
0.1
70 golfers in the world. I know. So Bob Weeks was explaining it this way again. So our guest this week is Bob Weeks. It'll be coming up right in a few minutes here. But thanks for staying with us as we've just randomly talked about the most, I don't know. We're so emotional and just so happy about the Masters and stuff. But he was explaining, and it made a lot of sense. So the Masters field is probably only about 30 people. When you really this is one of those courses where it throws away a lot of I say Guido Migliozzi there, and there's probably no shot.
Yeah,
top 5 or whatever. I know he played well at the U.S. Open, had a little run going there. I think he actually finished 4th, which is why I was thinking. I was it's not impossible. There's a shot.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
But he was, Bob was kind of explaining. It's probably a 25-30 man field, and I agree with that. I think there's after you get outside of that top 25-30, those guys won't win. They can play as good as they want, and they won't win. And it's extremely rare if somebody does. Usually the person who wins is one of the most elite players on tour. I can't think of an example right now of somebody who won a green jacket that was kind of not supposed to, but
Charles Schwartzel.
Yeah, there you go.
You like that one? That was right out of the noggin.
It's there's obviously there's exceptions to any rule, but it's very few and far between at the Masters. So enjoy it, everybody. Again, early drop. We are dropping this if you're listening. It's Thursday, or hopefully you're tuning in at some point over the weekend. Hopefully you're enjoying the Masters. What an event. But also we can't forget it is. I was talking to Drew Harvey, guest of the pod a few weeks ago, Beyond the Contour. He's telling me like walking around playing some other courses all dormant, and this is just green and perfectly manicured. So if you want to look that well, that manicured, below the waist, go over, check out manscaped.com, use OTS Golf, 20% off plus free shipping. Remember too, anybody who is listening right now, it is April, which is Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and we've teamed up again with our friends over at Manscaped to help support, pledge, donate whatever you can to the Testicular Cancer Society. If you go below, there's going to be a link. Go over, check it out on Manscaped. You can read a little bit more. It's important to do any of your self-checks right now. I'm doing this off the fly. I did not bring up the ad, but I did it once before and it worked out okay. So go check out our story too, because we're going to do a little 15-second video, not of Bryce or I doing a self-check, but there is a funny, or I don't want to say funny, but they do it like in a, in a balloon or whatever. They kind of like, really trying to make a lot of awareness for kind of an uncomfortable topic, right? So it's April. Testicular Cancer Awareness Month, and make sure you're doing your checks. If you have any concerns, call your doctor. Go over and check the link below. There'll be an idea description of how you can do it on your own, and then obviously give your doctor a call if you have any concerns, or if you want to share it with anybody, that'd be great. If you can, go over and check out OTS or Instagram or manscaped.com, use OTS Golf for 20% off. While you're checking out, if you can do a donation, if you've got a few bucks that you can pledge, would be greatly appreciated. I know it's something that affects all of us, has affected our family recently, Bryce. So it's definitely something that means a lot to us. So thank you guys so much. Manscaped.com, OTS Golf, 20% off plus free shipping will come to your door, and you will look as good as Augusta National. Not bad.
Hammered it. Love it.
Fumbled a little bit, but okay.
Yeah, you had a minor stroke, but you're good.
So hopefully you guys got into the pick'em. It'll be rolling right now. Again, if you're watching On the Mark, this episode is presented by On the Mark Golf at On the Mark over on Instagram. Ray designs these. These things are sweet, man.
Yeah, I'm a big ball marker guy. I have a huge collection. I usually try to grab either a ball marker or a divot tool from every course I play.
So I do the balls. You can't see them, Bryce. Well, yeah, I got the balls. So I got so my buddy Anthony set me up with the Dundas Valley one. It was the one missing from my collection, and then I realized I'm missing another one. So anybody who is listening who lives down in South Shore, Halifax area, kind of, Chester Golf Course, if you can send me a ball from there, I'll pay for the shipping, and I'll send you a ball marker. I'll trade you a ball marker for one of our custom ball markers. So
ooh.
Yeah, need that one. Chester Golf Club, if you're down that way, send it up. But yeah, On the Mark, golfco.com. These things are sweet. Go over and check it out. Thanks a lot to Ray and the team there presenting this episode and the pick'em. So hopefully you guys are in it. It's going to be intense. I think it's going to fill
big
up.
one.
I think it's
big one. Get there early to the second.
Before we go, we're running on here, but the merch is live.
Merch
we got everything's up right now. I'm wearing the hosel right now. You can see it. Bryce's stuff's on his way.
Yep.
And I've got the Snappy
Gilmore.
Yeah, what a name. I love it. So we got a few things, the Fairway Finder, the Yips, the classic, the Yips. It's pretty good. I know we got a couple of those out. So the Birdie Beanie, sold a couple of those as well. So thank you guys. Appreciate all the support. We're kind of working out any kinks, but it's worked out really well. So thank you guys so much. And let's get into the episode with the legend, one of the Canadian legends here, Bob Weeks. Weeksy, welcoming back to the podcast, Bob Weeks. Bob, how are you doing? Thanks. It's kind of turned into an annual Masters tradition, kind of like the Masters dinner here, but we have second annual. Bob Weeks is joining the podcast again. How are you doing, Bob?
I'm doing very well, Mac. Thanks. It's good to be here, and congratulations on. I think we were just talking about episode 75 or 6 or whatever it is. It's great. Congratulations. That's a feat of longevity. So good for you.
Yeah, I didn't realize that in the podcast world that's a pretty long time. We haven't missed a Friday since we spoke, so it's been really good. Bryce sends his regrets. My co-host Bryce could not make it. He is he's like an ex-pro hockey player who's playing sandbagging Division D men's league hockey right now. So the guys needed him to be there. So we're really appreciative that you could take the time, Bob. This is great. I know it's a busy week. When we're listening to this, you'll be at the course. You'll be kind of we're probably going to release this on the Thursday because that's the start of the Masters, which will be a really good day to drop it on, and you'll be kind of right in the heat of the battle. But before we jump into the into the Masters, can we kind of get an introduction from yourself? Everybody listening to the podcast here knows who you are, but maybe just a little idea of who you are. And I thought it'd be good to ask you this time, Bob, maybe something you do away from the course. Maybe when you're not golfing, when you're not, I know you're a big curler, but something about Bob Weeks that maybe our listeners might not know.
Sure. Well, just the first part of your question, I guess I've been covering golf now. I think I added it up correctly. This is year 35. I started off with Score Golf magazine and then transitioned for a period where I was doing Score Golf and TSN, and now I'm just doing TSN, and that's more than enough. At this point, it's busy. It's great. We've got lots of changes over there. I mean, lots of focus now on betting, and so there's no shortage of work there. But there's probably not a day that goes by where someone doesn't say, "Boy, you have the best job in the world." I was at a liquor store earlier today, and the guy recognized me and had a brief chat, and then he said, "Boy, you got the best job in the world." And I said, "Well, your job's not too bad here either with the liquor and everything." But anyway, what I do away from the golf course, I will say that there are times when, and it'll happen probably after the Masters. It usually does. The week, as I was telling you, the week before the Masters and the week of the Masters are the two busiest weeks that I have of the year. It's just a ton of work, and so sometimes when I get back for that, the last thing I want to do is go to play golf or be around a golf course or talk golf. So I get away. And one of the things I started doing when I was traveling a lot, which I still getting back to now, is I started running, and I've become sort of a distance runner. I guess I've run about 15 half marathons and 3 full marathons, and I'm training now for a half marathon that'll come in the first week of May. And so I do that. I used to play the guitar when I was younger, and when COVID hit, I bought myself a nice guitar, and I've been practicing that. So I'm not wouldn't say I'm hugely great at it. I am a half decent singer. I actually, here's a bit of trivia for you. I once sang for the Queen of England. We won't go into the details on that, but I did actually sing for her when I was quite young. It was in a boys' choir. So I like to sing and play guitar, but so far I haven't actually had the nerve to do it in front of anybody. So there you go. There's Bob Weeks in a nutshell.
Yeah, you know what? I'll take a second here. I know my buddy Thomas always listens to the podcast. Thank you, Thomas. Incredible guitar player. I am so sorry for putting you through listening to me learn how to play Seven Nation Army for an extended period of time. Just not a musical guy. It just doesn't work out too well for me. But yeah, runner, I got into running a little bit, but I'm also kind of a big guy. So, got into a little bit of bodybuilding and golf, and all those things just don't go together. They're just very, very, vast differences. But let's get into the golf talk. So in my opinion, we've had the golf GOAT conversation, obviously like Tiger Woods, Jack, all that stuff. We had the Canadian GOAT conversation. So in my opinion, it's Brooke Henderson. I think I am one of the reasons I'm playing golf right now, and doing a podcast is Mike Weir. So no disrespect to Mike Weir, I just think that Brooke Henderson is she's incredible, right? So I know you've had a lot of chats with her. She's playing this weekend. They're playing the Chevron. I was listening to your chat with, I think you were talking to Rod Black about the shorter driver. That's kind of come out. What are your thoughts on Brooke? Before we get into the Masters, can we talk about Brooke a little bit?
Yeah, for sure. As we're taping this, it's the first round of the Chevron Championship. I think Brooke, I don't know how many times I've talked to her, half a dozen since the start of the new year. And she is in just a really positive state of mind. She's the most positive woman you'll ever meet. But even just so feeling good about her game. And I think those things transpose. When you're good, you feel good about your life, you're feeling good about your game. But she's very happy about what she's seen in the first 5 tournaments. 4 top 10s, and her worst finish was a tie for 11th.
Yeah.
But if you dig a little deeper, there's some interesting stats there, and her putting and her wedge play has drastically improved. Now it's a short sample size with only 5 tournaments, but her putting, I think she's in the top 20 in putts per green in regulation. So that's always been the weakest link of her game. I think that she gets a bad knock for being a bad putter. I don't think she's a bad putter, but I think she's a streaky putter. So she'll have good weeks, but she'll also have terrible weeks. And she knows that. What doesn't get enough attention is probably her inconsistent wedge play. And again, it's tough with the LPGA because they don't have deep stats. But if you look at her bunker stats, sand saves, they're not great for a player of that caliber. And I think she's worked very hard on both those elements in the off season, realizing that, where am I going to get better? Where am I going to pick up the strokes? And those are the two places where she chose. And so I think that's good. And you're starting to see some of the results in her play so far. The whole driver issue is going to be an interesting one. I mean, it's arguably the best weapon in her golf bag. She's such a good driver of the golf ball. She hits it long for her size. She hits it long for anyone's size, really. She's amongst the top drivers out there. She's fairly accurate with it. But, not changing this grip thing doesn't seem like a big thing, but for her, it's all she's ever known. So it's a big difference. And she's been working at it for about 8 months to try and find a club and a swing and a feel, most importantly, I think, that will help her. And I think she's settled on something. We'll see how she gets through this week. It may take her a little while to get adjusted to it. What they've done is given her a 46-inch driver that's got some extra weight in the shaft that makes it feel a little bit like what she was gripping before. But it's very different for her, and it's going to be the only club in her bag that she's holding at the end of the grip. Everything else she's going to choke down on still. So there'll be some mental adjustments that she'll need to make.
Yeah, because I heard, quote me if I'm wrong, I think she had played the 47 or 48-inch driver since she was like 15 years old or something.
Yeah, she's used this longer than standard. She's gripped down on it since she was a kid. I mean, the reason she's doing it is because she played with Brittany's clubs that were too long, and that's the way she was able to adjust so the club didn't ground out, about 3 feet behind her swing. So she's just something she's used to for a long time, and it's unfortunate because she's really not. She's really not taking advantage of the 48-inch driver the way the rule is intended.
Correct.
She did say to me that she thinks she's going to lose a little bit of yardage, but she'll, it's not going to be significant enough that I think it'll be a huge impact on the rest of her game.
Yeah, she was averaging almost 280 off the tee, I think, last year. So she'll do okay without it. But pound for pound, she's going to be one of the longest players in the world, right? Like, I know Rory, like everybody says that about Rory because he's small. 5'9" or 5'10" or something like that, 165 pounds, and he's carrying the ball 340 yards or something. So, yeah, Brooke Henderson is she's just an incredible talent. I would really like to see her get another major this year. I think that would be, just really nice. I think that would be great for Canadian golf. Obviously, it'd be great for Canadian golf, but like I think it would just kind of put her on that plateau of the best we've seen in our country.
I think people really in this country, they love her. I can't imagine what it's going to be like back again at Ottawa this summer for the Women's Open. But you have to realize that Brooke she's not just popular in Canada. She's popular everywhere. I've seen her play in different places, and sure, there's always Canadians in the crowd, but she's got a huge following in Asia, in the States as well. And she's a real international phenom. And the best thing I think about her is that she hasn't changed one iota from the first time I met her when she was probably about 13 till she is now at whatever she is, 24 now. She's a very, very lovely person. She's just really honest with everything she does. And I think she really still loves to go out and play golf, which is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, it's amazing. She hasn't even hit that peak in her career just yet too, right? So I think, 24 years old, like that's incredible. Speaking of Canadians, I think we got 3 in the field this week so far. There's one spot open for, like we said, we're talking on the Thursday of the Texas Open, Blair, Texas. So Adam Hadwin had a pretty good first round. Corey Connors had a good one going. He's already qualified. Had a rough 18. I was watching his last hole because he's one of my picks this week. He had a double, I think, on 18. So dropped back to -2. Yeah. Rough finish on a layup, too. Ended up going in the hazard, which was tough. It was a tough hole. But we got Mike Weir, obviously, and Mac Hughes and Corey Connors. So, any thoughts? Like, I know Mike Weir, same thing would be, if he's kind of in the mix playing into the weekend, we'd be very happy. Everybody, I think, would be really happy with that. As far as I know, he's confirmed. I know he posted a photo that he was out fishing the other day. So I think he'll be there. But Mac Hughes, you got any thoughts on Mac Hughes? How his game's kind of shaping up for this week?
Yeah, Mac has. I talked to Mac a little bit at the Players Championship. he's struggled a little bit with his game off and on this year, and his swing got a little bit short, and so he was losing distance, and it's something he's gone through in the past. And he then started getting a little bit crooked. So, as any golfer knows, short and crooked are not great. Is not a great combination. So, he worked pretty extensively. He kind of works basically on his own. He'll get a look in every once in a while from someone like Derek Ingram, who's the national team coach, who also coaches Taylor Pendrith and Corey Connors if he's there. But he basically likes to figure things out himself. And I think he's kind of gotten that straightened out. He's one of the best putters and has one of the best short games in golf. When you look at where he is on those stats and strokes gained and all the other categories that you can look to for putting, he's brilliant. So, he's sort of the antithesis of Corey. He's never going to be a guy who hits 14 fairways and 18 greens, but he gets it done in other ways. And I think I got the impression at the Players that he wasn't really happy with where he was still, that there was still work to be done. So I know he went down early and took a little tour around Augusta National. He and Harold Varner, who they both live in Charlotte, they took a little puddle jumper over there and played a practice round. And Mack is one of those guys who will, almost out of nowhere shoot a 63 or a 64. So the switch will flip for him, and hopefully it comes at Augusta National this week.
Yeah, it's one of those things that if you can roll it well, you've always got a chance at it, right? If you start hitting fairways. So I know that is one of the things that we talked about in the past with, Mack being one of the best putters on tour and in the world, really. So hopefully you can kind of, put that all together at the right time. Somebody who is doing that by the looks of it right now is Corey Connors, right? So game's kind of tailor-made at Augusta. So last year, another good finish, and he just finished third at the Dell Match Play, so beating out DJ. What do you think? Do you think there's a realistic shot for a green jacket for Corey?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I do. Mike Weir was the guy. Mike Weir played practice round with those two and Adam Hadwin last year and said, look, you guys are ready. You guys have enough talent. You can win. And I think he was right. I think Corey has a game that's well suited, and more than that, probably a demeanor that's really well suited for Augusta National. You can't get too high and you can't get too low at a course like that, or in any major for that matter. But you look at his record last 2 years, 2 top 10s. In other majors, he's starting to contend. He had the first round lead at the PGA last year. He was in the hunt at the Open Championship late in the game, last year. He started off with a bit of a rocky year, though. He had a child in November, and he took 5 or 6 weeks off where he really didn't play or practice a whole ton, as any new parent. I'm looking at you. Any new parent can attest. It takes you out of your schedule, and he started having some trouble with his swing. He normally plays this beautiful tight little draw, and he wasn't getting that, and was kind of when the old double cross. You set up for the ball to move a little bit left, and it doesn't. And then he worked really hard to try and fix that, but overcorrected and started hitting hooks. And but I think now, through a lot of hard work, he's actually got that figured out. Derek Ingram, his coach, was telling me that he spent 3 days in a row, 3 hours each day, just working on that swing. But that's straightened out. But the other thing, just a little bit like Brooke Henderson, is his wedge play and his putter. If you looked at the match play and you watched him there, you saw a couple of bad putts. But overall, he really is putting so much better this year. I think he's gone from, I think he's like over 100 spots better in putting this year so far. And his wedge play, again, is also much better. And he just says it's just a lot of practice, a couple of mechanical tweaks that he's made here and there in position, ball position, things like that. And every time you start to putt a little bit better and you chip it a little bit better, it gets him a little bit more confidence. That's what he was saying, how it just amazing how much it builds. He's also brought in his caddy, Danny Saul, who's a pro in his own right and a pretty good player in his day. And he's helping him do things like read the putts a little bit more. So there's a lot of hard work, but again, sort of like Brooke, if there's one area where you can get better and improve your game for both of them, it's their short game, and that's what they're focusing on.
Yeah, I was thinking about when you mentioned his demeanor. So this week at the match play, obviously he played Kevin Kisner in the semis. I actually think he outplayed Kiz a little bit. I think he got a 1-up lead through 11 or 12, and then just narrowly missed. It was close, right? I think if you looked at the scorecard, I'm pretty sure he was 2 or 3 strokes better. That doesn't matter in match play, as we know. But I thought he looked a lot more confident over the ball. Like when he was putting, I thought, you know, he had a lot more. He just looked a lot more comfortable, and he, that demeanor, it doesn't really shake. Like he doesn't really shake at all, right? Like with Kevin Kisner, that's kind of his idea, is to kind of get under their skin, you know, chirper the guys a little bit, and then you know, we saw that confidence kind of go in, and he's playing against DJ, who's, you know, a few months removed from the best player in the world, and played incredibly well against him, right? So I'm looking forward to it. Like I think we got less guys in the field. I really hope Adam Hadwin gets a win this weekend and gets in, and we can see it. But you know, I think last year we had 4 with Mike Weir, so I think there's still a shot. I think there's still a shot for a green jacket to come up here. Anybody you watching, Bob? Anybody you're thinking kind of, you know, when you're kind of going through the list, the field, is there anybody that stands out to you that you think's got a real shot?
It's I mean, there's a ton of guys out there this year. I think I don't know if there's a real overwhelming favorite. I might have said a month ago, I might have said John Rahm, but you know, his putter is really suspect a little bit. You can look at Scottie Scheffler. He's actually played pretty well. His last 6 major starts, he's finished inside the top 20 in all of them. He's been in. I think he's tied for 18th and tied for 19th in his last 2 Masters. Obviously playing some brilliant golf. I mean, in February, he'd never won on the PGA Tour. Now he's got 3 and he's the number 1 player in the world. I kind of still feel though this year is going to be, it's going to be a year where it's going to be someone like Rory or Jordan or maybe Justin Thomas, a guy with a little more seasoning, maybe a guy who's won there before. Someone asked me today, actually, do you think someone who has won the Masters before will win this year, or someone who has not won? And that's an interesting question, because there's a lot of guys. I mean, you can look at Colin Morikawa, you can look at Victor Hovland, all with games that are fairly well designed to attack Augusta National. Or you look at Rory, who's, with the exception, I think, of a really bad putting round or putting game at the Players Championship, has been pretty solid through the bag this year. And then Justin Thomas is a guy who I thought would have had a green jacket by this time, because I just like the way he plays. But it just seems a little bit more open to me this year than it has in past years. Now, having said that, the Masters to me always comes down to about 30 guys. You can find your winner within 25 or 30 guys. It's a smaller field than the other majors. I think we got about 94, 95 this year. And you can take out the past champions, and you can take out the amateurs, and you can take out some guys who were maybe have 1 win that they got 6 months ago or something, that haven't really played well since. But it's also come up with a few surprises over the years, but not as many, I think, as the other major championships. So I always think you can find your pick within about 20 or 30 guys.
You think Xander Schauffele turning around?
It's an interesting guy, right? Like,
yeah,
he's a name who you would think for sure he played so well last year.
Yeah.
And yet you haven't really heard much of him in terms of comparative to the other guys in the top 10 this year. He won the gold medal, obviously, last year. That was a big feat. But since then, I don't know. He's sort of, he could be a guy that you might, I hate to use this phrase, but, you know, under the radar. But he is a guy who might be a sleeper, and he might be a guy who can produce. We know he can play well there. So all it takes is, you know, the right time and the right moment and a few good feels, and you can start to run with it.
I think he made a double on 16 last year, or maybe even a triple.
That's right.
He was right there. Like, he was right there in the mix in the last couple of holes. I think Hideki's definitely got a shot. DJ at the Players final round, 29, shot a 29 on the front, and then obviously finished 4th in the match play. What do you think about DJ? Like last year we were saying, you know, DJ is the most talented player in the world, which still might be, you know, but things have changed a lot. He's fallen outside the top 10 for the first time in, you know, over a year now, or well, years now. So what do you think? You think DJ can pull it together?
Yeah, I had a chance to spend some time with DJ last week at an event, and we chatted a fair bit. And he said last year he really had a difficult time finding a driver that he really liked. He loves the stealth. He was saying he's just hitting it perfectly. And I think he's had a lot on his plate as well. There we go.
Yeah, I just got it. It's pretty
stealth head cover there. He's Mac just put that in my face. But he's also getting married on the 22nd of April. So there's been a little bit of adjustment, I think, and he's got some planning and doing some distractions. But I think when he gets to Augusta Nationals, when he gets charged up, no offense to Corey, but I don't know how much either of them were really dialed in the consolation event.
Yeah.
To be perfectly honest with you, it was interesting to hear DJ refer to Corey's swing as syrupy, which I thought was good. But I think DJ is going to play some good golf. He's going to play better golf this year than he did last year when he kind of fell out of the top spot. So he's a guy who gets you don't see it, but I think he kind of gets ramped up for a major championship. And then, you know, Brooks Koepka is another guy who fits into that same kind of mold.
Right.
This year, you just don't know what you're going to get from him, if he's going to miss the cut or if he's going to grind it out or if he's going to get supercharged for the majors. As he says, he likes to focus on them. So that's why I I keep going back to it, but I just don't know. I'm going to have to figure out a pick.
Yeah,
but,
I feel like Brooks could shoot a 61 or an 81 like he shot at the Players, right? So it's
yeah.
But the game is there. The game is definitely there. One of the stats that I actually thought was pretty interesting at the Dell Match Play, I heard them say that Corey Connors' swing speed is only 2 miles per hour less than Dustin Johnson's, right? So that was something that I didn't really expect out of Corey. It was a pretty neat stat. But
wow.
like I'm just like kind of looking at the Stealth right now. I've hit it a couple times. I really love red and black. So I know you guys are TaylorMade guys over at Golf Talk Canada, Bob. This thing's pretty sweet. So I know DJ likes it. It's a pretty cool looking driver, and it plays pretty well too.
Yeah, it's good.
Now, again, we're in conversation with Bob Weeks, senior. I got to get the title here right for you, Bob. Senior reporter and golf analyst, TSN, host of Golf Talk Canada. So I listen to Golf Talk Canada all the time, every Monday and Wednesday at 10 a.m.
Yeah,
and then you guys
thank you.
So really enjoy it. I know you guys have some good banter with Zagino and Scully. It's really great. So I'm driving all the time at work, so it's perfect too, right? So one of the things we were talking about, obviously, was Tiger Woods, and it's the obviously on everybody's mind. Every golfer and non-golfer in the world right now is wondering if Tiger Woods is going to play. Do you have any thoughts? Do you think he's going to play?
Well, I guess by the time people are listening to this, they'll know the answer. But I guess it's going back. I don't. Listen, I've made a career of bad judgments in guessing what Tiger's going to do, because he just never seems to fail to surprise you. I 2 weeks ago would have bet my bottom dollar that there was no way that, for those listeners who haven't actually been to Augusta National, it's one of the hilliest golf courses you've ever seen. Highest point to the lowest point which is the back right of 1 is the highest point. The lowest point is just in front of the creek on 12, basically where the drop area is there. It's about 175 feet. The 10th hole, you go down 116 feet. I mean, there's all sorts of ups and downs. And for a guy with a bad leg, not only is it hard to walk, and let's say he gets all 4 rounds, plus a practice round, that's 5 rounds. It's tough to hit shots off those lies if your leg's not all that great, right? So there's a lot of things in me that say, now he went to test it out, took his son Charlie to play at Augusta, and he's just not going to do it. But there's something in me that says that he's going to be there. And if he is there, I don't think he would be there if he didn't think he could compete. I don't think he's going to win. Listen, he hasn't played a round of golf competitively for, however long, 14 months or whatever it is, probably more than that. So, he was set to go for back surgery before he had the crash. So there's a lot of scar buildup and things. We saw him at the PNC. He looked pretty good. He was hitting it, but you could see he wasn't really driving off that back leg. So I think it's going to be an intriguing story, no matter how it turns out.
Yeah, he's won a U.S. Open on one leg before, right? So
that's right.
It is. I don't ever want to doubt Tiger. I don't think any of us ever do. And obviously, if he's playing, it's that many more eyes watching the game, that many more, that much more interest. I know over the years, the Masters has been, maybe not one of the highlights of the major championships. I know Zagino talks about that quite a bit. And obviously with Tiger, that brings a lot of eyes and a lot of drama to it, whether that be, just him there. And if he's playing, he's playing because he believes he can win. He never said he would drive around in a cart, injured or not, would never entertain that idea. I think that if he's there and he plays, it'll go well. I think he's going to play. So this is going to be out on Thursday afternoon. I think he's going to play. I think he's going to start it. Hopefully we don't see a withdrawal or anything like that. I think he's going to play. Bob, you're heading down there Saturday. You'll be at the course probably Sunday or Monday. How many pimento cheese sandwiches are you eating throughout the week? What's the over under? I know we talked about this last year.
Yeah, actually, the pimento cheese sandwich is not on my list. I ate one the first time I went down there. Lauren Rubenstein, the great writer, said you have to try it. So he made me eat a pimento cheese sandwich, and I swore I would never eat another one. I may have had one more, but I'm in the egg salad. And Graham Dillette and I have an egg salad eating contest. And what we do is we take the wrappers, and we have a little office in the media center, and we thumbtack the wrappers up against the bulletin board. And at the end of the week, our producer, Jamie Rydell, counts them down, and there's a big reveal as to who's managed to eat more egg salad sandwiches. And I've never even come close to what GD can do. He can
I was just about to say
them,
that there's Bob Weeks, the seasoned runner now, versus Graham Dillette, the professional athlete. I feel like Graham would get a few more of those down. He's got to give you some odds on that, though. If you guys have done it a few years now, there's got to be some odds for you.
I think so.
But yeah, I remember you saying that about Lauren, and how I saw the DJ video posted today. I think it was posted up on TaylorMade. He was kind of going through the pimento cheese sandwich. It was pretty funny. We've touched on Scottie Scheffler a little bit. Can I get your thoughts, Bob, on what you think about his like meteoric rise? Like, this is something that obviously he's PGA Tour Rookie of the Year last year. He's been an incredible player for a long time. Or not a long time, I guess, not really all that long, but for a whole season last year, like a top 10 machine, right? And then winning 3 out of his last 5 tournaments, or 3 of his last 4, I believe, even. So 70 tour starts, no wins, and then 3 in the last 4 or 5. You seen anything like this before? 5, yeah?
No, it's amazing what he does. He's got an uncanny ability to focus in and to get you can just see he loves to play the game. You can see that he likes to go out and hit the next shot. He's almost in a hurry to get to the ball to hit his next swing. He was not a great college player. He was a decent college player, but he really almost lost his game while playing. And I don't think a lot of people gave him, when he finished up school, gave him a lot of chances that he would go on. But in that year, he went on the Corn Ferry Tour. He was the top player on the Corn Ferry Tour, jumped into the PGA Tour. And I think he's sort of a seasoned, grounded individual. And by that, I mean, he wasn't expecting that he was going to win. He wanted to go out and play good golf, see what happens, but make a career as a professional golfer. But I don't think he ever dreamed that this kind of a run would happen. And he announced, it was almost syrupy, again, a different way, when he said afterwards that, I never had, my dream never went this far. I dreamed of getting to the PGA Tour. I never dreamed I'd be the #1 golfer in the world. But I do like his focus. I do like his grit. I think he's a guy who just wants to beat you, and you saw that a little bit with the Ryder Cup. But I think we're sort of seeing. I think this is an exception, what we're seeing right now, and how good he is. Like, I don't think very few people win 3 times in 5 tournaments. Right. But I don't think he stopped winning. I think he's got more wins in him. I think he's got majors. If you look at his record last year, 3 of the 4 majors, he was inside the top 10. The Masters was the only one he wasn't. I think tied for 19 or 18. So, I mean, this guy can play, and we probably shouldn't be surprised at how well he's playing. We can be surprised that he's #1 after 75 tournaments, but there's a lot more to come from Scottie Scheffler.
That was my next question. Is it sustainable? And it sounds like, yeah, in fact it is. So watching the match play, right? So he's playing against DJ in the semis, and they're on number 12, and we saw DJ win 4 or 5 in a row. I think it was he finished 3-1. So, he went for the short number 12 over the water. Like he was trying to essentially end the match at that point, right? And then we saw DJ win, chip away at it. And then they got Dormy with a couple left. But was that, a younger golfer, or did we just see kind of like or were we seeing like Scottie Scheffler try and bury him at that point? You know what I mean? Like, were we seeing a guy, an immature standpoint, or were we seeing like the top player in the world just try and bury the former,
I think that's a fearless golfer. I think that's a guy who says, and there were a number of times during that, not necessarily even just that match, but a couple of other matches where you saw him take some risks, but I think they're calculated risks, and he might not have taken them if it was a medal play championship. He might have done something a little differently, but I don't think he was afraid to to take the risk and not afraid to win. That sounds like a cliche. It is a cliche, but why not end it here? Why not? I've been playing great golf. I trust my swing. I trust my shot. And that's kind of what I was sort of alluding to before, is his demeanor and his grit and his competitive instincts. I think they might hurt him sometimes, but I think more often than not, if you're playing that well, why not trust your game?
Well, especially match play too. Obviously, I think he's only played the 2 Dell match plays, and he has finished no worse than second, right? So, pretty good record there, and that's kind of a head-to-head competition, right? So, if you can sort of learn that type of game, that's something that we'll see for many years out of Scottie Scheffler. The Canadian Open this year, Bob Weeks. Can we talk about it a little bit? We are so happy to have it back. Like last year we were kind of like, oh, people are rumoring like, not a rumor, but why don't we do it at Cabot and things like that? It just wouldn't have worked with everything that was going on in the COVID season, but it's going to happen this year as far as we know, knock on wood. A couple weeks ago, I was talking to Jason Logan. He was kind of giving me from Score Golf, who you actually hired Jason, he said, so which was which was pretty cool. So he was kind of mentioning a few of the things with the Canadian Open, and at that time we knew Rory was coming. Scottie Scheffler, the new world number one, just committed. We're gonna have DJ there. Really, really good field. What do you expect? It's been a couple seasons since we've been able to have it. The Raptors run was going on the last time that Rory won. The city was on fire at the time. Like, it was an incredible atmosphere. Do you think we get that back this year?
Yeah, I think the fans, both viewing on television and those who are going to be there in person, are really going to drink this in, because it's been a dry spell. And the players, I'm not just the Canadian players, but I talked to over the last couple of weeks, Webb Simpson and Harold Varner. They're RBC guys, so obviously they're going to be there, but they're kind of pumped, and they were asking about the golf course. They were asking, what do you think it's going to be like? And I just said, it's just something that people are just excited for, looking forward to. Golf fans, they've been waiting for St. George's again to come in the rotation. It's in the city. That was a big thing that the players were asking. Oh, I mean, it's like we're right in the middle of Toronto. And I said, well, kind of, yeah. I can actually walk from where I am right now talking to you. I can actually walk to St. George's in about 15 minutes. So that's kind of cool for me.
Nice.
But I think everyone's missed it. They don't want to miss it. It's a big event on the calendar. And I think Rory's been looking forward to defending his title. And I think you're going to hear a few more names that'll be mentioned. But if you put the Canadians together, there'll be probably 8 or 9 of them in the field from PGA Tour. Then you've got a lot more amateur champions, PGA of Canada professional champions. So there's a good crop of Canadians who have legitimate chances to end this long drought. And you'll see probably one of the best fields we've had in this tournament, arguably ever, or at least certainly since the days when Jack Nicklaus and Greg Norman were going head to head. So I think everyone's sad at missing it, but I think it's going to be a huge event. There's the concert series is going to be back, and it's kind of a festival, and then it leads you right into the next week at the U.S. Open. But it's going to be a good event, and I think everyone's really looking forward to it. Same thing with the CP Women's Open as well.
Yeah, that's a couple months back now, or about a month ago, we had PGA Tour Canada Player of the Year, Callum Davison. Do you know Callum?
I've talked to him. Haven't met him yet personally, but I've talked to him on the phone.
Pretty incredible talent. Oh, I know he was on the show actually. So, with Adam. So, he was mentioning like how, kind of the setup is really nice for Brookline the following week, and kind of a similar type of course at St. George. So, it'll be really good, and it should attract a lot of players. And he was really looking forward to it. It'll be his first PGA Tour start. I know he had a close miss on the Monday qualifier of the Waste Management. That was right around when we were chatting with him, but he was looking forward to it, and I think it'll be a really good field. I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch. Definitely want to get out there and check it out for as many days as I possibly can. Might have to bring the little guy along, but right before we let you go, again, we're in conversation with Bob Weeks, co-host or host of Golf Talk Canada. Thanks a lot, Bob. I really appreciate you taking the time. I said Bryce couldn't make it, so Bryce is I said he's an interesting guy. So he wanted to challenge you, Bob. He thought he said, well, yes, Bob, if there's anybody that he could pick, that he knows any golfers, and if you'd be up for a 2v2 scramble match sometime. So got to put you on the spot. You haven't even met Bryce yet. He's just a big, tall, lanky guy, hits it like 340.
So if you want to pick somebody, whoever it is, hopefully it's not Corey Connors, Matt Hughes, or any of these guys that we've been talking about. But if you ever want to, the challenge is there. My friend Anthony Spagnoli asked when you guys were going to tee it up. I think Anthony's played a couple times. He's one of the score golf guys. So, but yeah, hopefully we can meet up and play sometime. That'd be a great time, Bob.
That'd be great. If you want to see someone play, you got to bring Zucchino along. Mark Zucchino is
I've heard
very good golfer. He's in the plus side of the handicap, and luckily most of the time he's my partner. So I just usually sit back and watch. By the later holes, I'm just sitting in the cart. So it's a lot of fun. But it'd be great to come out and play a little golf. That'd be fun. Always good to play. And that's one of the good things about the pandemic is I got to play a lot more golf than I have in many years, off the road a little bit more often than not. But it's always good to play. That's the best thing about golf, isn't it? You can meet new people whenever you're playing and have fun, and also play with old friends along the way as well.
Are you at Weston again this year? You're at Weston?
I am. Yeah. This is actually, believe it or not, I'm celebrating my 50th year as a member of Weston Golf Club this year. So that doesn't really get you anything, but it's nice to say you've been there for 50 years. So that's about all.
That is pretty amazing. This year I'll be at Port Hope. So Port Hope is you'd be familiar with Port Hope is, but it was one of the it was on the Golf Digest top remodels last year, nominated for the top remodels. So it's got a lot of work done. Really nice course. If you're ever in the area, send me a message. Would love to.
I'd love to check that out.
I think it's only one of. It's actually. I might have the year wrong. It was built in 1894, I believe. So it's one of the 6th or 7th oldest courses in Canada, I believe. One of only six that are on Lake Ontario. So pretty cool. You play half the holes or just over a third of the holes on the water. So it's a really nice course. Very, very underrated. Really, really good spot.
Trying to think of other courses that I know. Burlington Golf and Country Clubs on Lake Ontario. That's the only other one I can think of. Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to check it out.
Yeah, it's a great little spot. I don't know if
that's the problem.
It's got like a nice big bridge that kind of goes over the railway tracks there. It's kind of the feature of the course. It kind of sticks out. I know that there's one that goes over Weston, I think, too, right? Where they go to, I think
there's a train trestle that goes through Weston. That's right. Yeah.
So.
And in the old days on that hole, you actually had to decide play your second shot either under the bridge or over the bridge. That wasn't a lot. Doesn't work that way anymore. They've kind of made a little more sense out of it. But the big problem with golf is there's too many great courses and just not enough time to play them all.
I know. It's Anthony, who I mentioned, Anthony Spagnoli, has played all the top 100 courses on the Score Golf panel in Canada, which is
amazing.
Incredible feat. Luke Steeden has done it. There's, I think, one other gentleman who's done it. Luke Steeden's out west.
I think Robert Thompson may have done it, but
yeah, I think that might be the other name that they mentioned. Yeah, so it's there's the three of them, and I think that's it right now. But that is a pretty cool feat. Thanks so much, though, Bob. Really appreciate you taking time. I know you're kind of wrapping things up to get onto your flight pretty soon. Really appreciate you making time for us. Can we share any of the socials where if anybody wants to tune in and check out Golf Talk Canada, how they can check it out?
Yeah, Golf Talk Canada is Instagram and Twitter, and then I've got Bob Weeks TSN on both Twitter and Instagram. And I gather at the Masters we're going to be making our debut with TikTok as well. So Bob Weeks TSN on TikTok. For those of you who are so inclined, I still got to figure out exactly what it is, but I'm sure we'll have some fun with it. And James Duthie and Graham Dillette and I will be giving you wall-to-wall coverage.
Yeah, that'll be great. I'm sure if you're listening to the podcast, you're probably tuning into that. Generally, everybody is. Golf Talk Canada, Mondays and Wednesdays, 10 a.m., right?
That's it.
Okay, so if you're listening to this podcast, you're a podcaster, or you listen to it, head over, check it out. The link will be in the description below. I'll go ahead and link the channels. You can just quickly check it out. If you want to go over and check out Bob's work over on Instagram and TikTok now. I'll try and find that one. I haven't got to the TikTok world. I'm a dad. I can say TikTok now, but I haven't got to that world yet. But one day. But really appreciate this, Bob. Hopefully we can do this next year, 30th annual. Bob Weeks Masters preview show.
I'll put it in the calendar. We'll make it happen.
All right. Thanks so much, Bob. Take care.
Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Check on my car for the scope. Go. See that I'm finished through the low. No. Go ahead and count out the birdies so far. It's 3 in a row. 224 to the hole. No hybrid down iron. I pull as a foe. They say that you drive for the show.
They say that you puff for the dough.
Remember I used you hundreds. Garmin approach on my wrist say 100.